Good morning.
What's up, guys? It's Brandon and Kalie. Today we're in the Volkswagen ID.4. We're heading out from the west side of Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're heading to the coast. More specifically, Wilmington, North Carolina. It's about 216 miles. Let's get on the road. So as you can see, we have 267 miles of estimated range at 100%. And here's the route we're going to be going. So we're going to Wilmington, North Carolina, all the way over here. Not sure why it's so zoomed out. Let's zoom that in a little bit. So there's Charlotte, all the way across on 74. And there are no Electrify America stations along here unless you go out of your way to Lumberton. And actually the same thing is true if you're on the Supercharger network as well. So there's a CCS charger around here, and right about here or so. We should be able to make it the whole way, being that it is, like I said, 217 miles, but we may stop at the CCS here. That's a 62 kilowatt ChargePoint CP250, just to have a little bit more range when we get to the hotel. But the hotel does have level 2 charging. However, the city of Wilmington does not have a single DC fast charger.
So Brandon and I actually haven't been drinking Starbucks for about 20 days because we went to the British Virgin Islands for 15 days, and then when we got back, we hadn't had coffee the whole time we were there because it was kind of desolate, so there wasn't really anywhere to get
Good coffee.
They just had some at the place we were staying, and that's about it. So we haven't had coffee since then. We got back and we were like, we just won't. So we both kind of looked at each other when we got in the car, and we were just like, so do we get Starbucks? Because this is the first time we've gone on a decent road trip since we've been back.
Mind you, we've been back about a week.
And so we're getting Starbucks. So we have kind of a new rule that on travel days we can, but probably otherwise we're going to try to avoid coffee because we're drinking a lot of coffee.
I was doing a 4 or 5 shot of espresso in my drink most mornings, which is probably not good for my heart.
Yeah.
So this morning I got just a triple shot, which is a standard venti Starbucks drink.
And then tomorrow we probably won't have coffee.
No, but on the way back we probably will. We're only going for 2 days. So today is December 31st, New Year's Eve, and we're heading to Wilmington for New Year's, and then we're coming back on Sunday, January 2nd. So this is our last road trip of the year, and the first road trip of the year. So double whammy. So if you watched one of our previous road trips in the ID.4, we went to a GameStop in Kentucky, and Kalie was very sad she couldn't buy a Nintendo Switch. Well,
I bought it for myself for Christmas.
Yeah. So she found a Nintendo Switch OLED, and she's going to be playing that probably the entire drive. She's playing Animal Crossing. Are you happy about it? Okay. Yeah. Let's go run in and grab our Starbucks. Starbucks acquired. Apple Crisp Macchiato. Glad they still have it. It tastes better with more espresso, but still good.
You'll be okay. You'll make it through this tough time.
Will I?
Mm-hmm.
How's your sugar plum Danish?
Good.
Okay, good. Mine was good too.
So Brandon was really smart and drove right past the charger we were planning to stop at and charge the last DC fast charger before we got to Wilmington. He drove straight past, and we had enough range to get here, but we got here with 6%, and we're supposed to be running errands, so we're at our hotel early. We're trying to get checked in. That's where he is right now, but we're plugged into a little charge point unit here, and now we get to rely on that for the rest of our errands. But even with 6%, we still have 20 miles of range, so should be fine. Hello.
Hello, we're all checked in. We've got room 419.
One off. Could have been a fun time.
And apparently they didn't know anything about it closing at 12 a.m. I don't know if you mentioned that.
No.
Well, anyway, when I plugged in on the charge point, it said something about like restricted users. I wonder if it's set up weird. But I was able to activate it just fine with my normal like charge point Apple Wallet card. But then it said it closes at 12 a.m. But they said they've never heard anyone having issues. So good thing it's New Year's Eve, so we'll probably be up till midnight, so I can keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't like shut off at midnight, because that would certainly be a problem for hotel charging.
I didn't know we were staying up till midnight.
Oh, it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, but last year, remember last year?
Yeah.
Want to tell them what you did?
I fell asleep.
But like after making a big deal about it to me all day long.
Oops. Anyway, let's go get our stuff put in, and then we'll figure out what we're doing.
The next morning.
Good morning.
Good morning from Wilmington, North Carolina. We just left our hotel room here, Home 2 Suites, and we're heading to go get breakfast with Kalie's mom. And then we're going to be...
What is your hair doing?
Probably got brushed by my like backpack or something. And in this episode, Kalie fixes Brandon's hair.
Ooh, we should do a video of me cutting your hair. That could be fun.
She is a trained, like, was it cosmetologist, but without passing all the tests because you decided not to?
Leave me alone.
Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We're getting breakfast with Kalie's mom, and then we'll be heading back to Charlotte. Charged up to 100% since there's a level 2 here. We did have a little bit of an issue last night. We came back after dinner, and there was a Model Y and a RAV4 Prime plugged into the only 2 spots here. Luckily, the Model Y owner checked in on PlugShare, so I was able to just message them, and their car was done charging anyway because it showed complete on the charge point screen. So they moved their car, and I was able to charge, but we were a little concerned because we were only at like 70-something% charge.
Yeah.
And without basically 100% charge, we would have to stop to get back to Charlotte, but this way we should be able to make it without stopping. But depending on how we feel and how low we're running, we might stop anyway. We shall see. Let's go get breakfast. I'm looking forward to French toast. We had a lovely, delicious breakfast at First Watch, and Kalie's getting ready for her Nintendo Switch times, Animal Crossing, and we're about to head home. 214 miles. Car is currently projecting 255 miles of range, and we're at 98% with 214 miles to go. So let's see how this goes. Are you looking forward to the drive back?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't really have an opinion on it. I'd prefer not to be in the car for
almost 4 hours?
Almost 4 hours, but I'll have fun playing my game, so it's okay.
All right, let's get the show on the road.
Seat time.
Yeah. We're cutting it a little bit low on range, so we're actually going to be DC fast charging here. This is a 62 kilowatt charge point CP250. Pulling out my Apple Wallet card. Just like that, we're authorizing. They've got quite a bit of signage here. I'll have to check that out in just a moment. But let's get plugged in. We're at about probably 18%, I would guess. The 20% indicator came on a little bit ago. Just like that, plugged in. Ooh, I like that. It shows amps and volts and everything. A lot of these don't show that. Oh, it's in its diagnostic screen. I like that. And there we go, we're ramping up. Let's see it fully ramp. And that's max output on one of these, 156 amps when they're not set up in a paired configuration, being that this is a single unit But you can see this is about as convenient as it gets. That road right up there, that's 74, and that's the route that we go from Wilmington to Charlotte. So we'll probably be here about 10-15 minutes and then get back on the road. Time to unplug after charging for just over 15 minutes. This diagnostic screen is totally awesome. I love that it shows volts, amps, power, energy delivered, time elapsed, time remaining, battery percentage, and it also shows like the diagnostic different steps. And there's even this menu here that will show you like actual power module info and everything. That's not really necessary for general public, but I really wish this was just the default screen for charging on a CP250. That would be awesome. But anyway, let's hit stop charging and see what it does, and then we'll unplug and get on the road. We have plenty of charge to get home. And just like that, charging complete. Saw the steps there change. Unplug and clip it back over here, just like that. And there you can see our charging cost, very reasonable, 14 cents a kilowatt hour. Certainly very cheap. Not complaining about that at all. And let's get going. Let's see what it says for estimated range. And we're up to 98 miles of estimated range, and we have about 45 miles to go home. Made it home. We're at 15% charge, and here are some stats from this drive. So total since we left home, 505 miles. Since we charged, 46 miles, 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour. And today's drive, 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour, 215 miles. Overall, pretty effortless trip. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Lots more EV content coming. Thanks you guys for watching.